It's the Dani Cutler Show on independent radio, KWSS 93.9 FM, and we are streaming at KWSS.org, also with the TuneIn app. Those of you listening on 93.9 right now, you definitely can't see their faces, but I have two very handsome gents with me right now, and I have to say that I'm very excited to speak with both of them because those of you who either grew up in Arizona or are very invested in the Arizona music scene know the name Jerry Riopelle. And I am so honored actually to be talking to his son, Paul, and also his guitarist from his band, Dave Plenn. And welcome, both of you.
Hello.
Hello.
It's good to meet you both. You're like,
good to meet you too. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. You just said we were handsome.
Well, I shocked you. You're both speechless because my work here is done. Thanks for being here.
Right. Thank you and good night.
So the reason I have both of them on with me today is because the tribute show for Jerry Riopelle is back, celebrating the music of Jerry Riopelle. It's happening on Friday, May 6th at Talking Stick Resort. And they had to take, I think the last one was 2018 or 2019?
2020.
Oh,
February 2020.
So right before the world shut down.
Right before the world. Yeah. Like a week before or 2 weeks before. I don't know. It's crazy.
Insane. Yeah. So excited that you are bringing it back this year. And I mean, just fantastic. And we're going to talk about this show in just a minute. But first, I want to get some background for those who might not know. Let's start with you, Paul. Tell us about your dad. I mean, you grew up with this legend who probably wasn't a legend in your eyes at the time, but tell us about Jerry.
Well, okay. Jerry was a singer, songwriter, producer, and it was, doing his own thing. He was doing, playing music as a producer. He was a producer in the 60s and started a solo career in the 70s and trying to make his way through the LA music scene. And just so happened in 74 that his new release just went crazy in Phoenix. There was a DJ called, why am I forgetting the name? Bill Compton, KDKB, that loved his album. And just, I think 8 songs went in full rotation right away. And KDKB was like the station at the time.
Yeah.
So he just hit it big. And it was interesting because relatively, unknown in Los Angeles, but a few hundred miles to the east, it was like superstardom. It was just kind of crazy. Twilight Zone.
That's fantastic. Sometimes that's all it takes. You get that one DJ in some obscure place.
Well, that's exactly what it took.
Like Phoenix to just, be turned on by a song or something, and then boom,
Yeah, and there were and Dave can correct me if I'm wrong, but there were spots through the country that there was airplay going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think Phoenix was just so close. It was easy to build on that, Go over there.
I think of Minnesota and Holland. And Amsterdam and Phoenix was much easier to get to.
Right. And I actually recall the first time I went, I was like 10 years old, so that's an interesting story. But I don't know if you. Well, it's just we all. I don't know if you want to hear it, but I remember leaving at 10:30 at night. We were at a house that Dave and my dad shared for songwriting, etc. And we left at 10:30. We all piled in a freight van. The equipment was in the van, a piece of plywood on top, and I don't know how many of us were in the van, Dave, 10? There were 2 vans, but
7. There was a mattress, wasn't there?
A mattress you're right. A mattress on top of the wood. That was on top of the equipment.
Oh, that's so funny.
I just remember arriving to Phoenix we left at 10:30. I remember arriving like at 5 a.m. and it was very hot. It was in July and I'd never experienced heat like that. But when I was 10, I didn't mind it.
Right. Yeah. You don't think about those things. I mean, I grew up in Tempe and I remember I don't remember it being like as hot as it feels now.
Yeah. I think it's just less tolerant of it.
Exactly. Dave, tell us how you met Jerry and how you got involved in his band.
Well, I met Jerry when I was 16. I was in high school, and I was in a group called Thumper, and we got signed to A&M Records, and he liked the group and he wanted to produce us. So I would leave high school. The guys in my band were a little older. They would pick me up, and we'd go to A&M Records and rehearse and record. And we ended up cutting a record in a couple of years. I think it took a few years. And at the time, we were really into the Beatles and stuff. So each song sounded like a different group. We had a heavy metal song that got played on KRIZ, as I recall, and a country lullaby. It was all over the map. And A&M just said, this doesn't sound like the same group. It sounds like 12 groups. We'll pass. So I got a great education, recording, songwriting, all that stuff. But they said, nah, I don't think so. And so right around then, the group broke up a little bit later. Jerry decided he wanted to do a solo career and leave staff producing for A&M. So he got signed. And I'm sorry, those are notifications for me, and I can't turn them off for it.
It's okay. Don't worry.
I thought you just had an idea.
I know. He's like, and.
Oh, yeah. And then,
I remember.
Yeah. And so Jerry got signed at Capitol Records, and he asked me to be his guitar player. And this is 1970, I think. I was 19, and we, did 2 albums for them. We did these 2 albums for ABC, the first one being Saving Grace, and that was the one where the guy wrote, play every song on this album, and Bill Compton did. And they did, unbeknownst to us. And so the first time we went on tour, we went to Phoenix. We got there, and we started playing the beginning of a song. I think might have been Living Life, and people started applauding. And we were looking around like, did someone come in? What are they
applauding?
Yeah. Just someone famous just jump up, and we're playing, and they just went crazy for the song. And we realized that they were totally into us. They were there as many people to see us as they were to see David Bromberg, who was the artist.
I love it.
And it just built from there. Because we could drive to Phoenix and kind of keep that plate spinning, we did.
Yeah, Phoenix fans are extremely loyal too. So I mean, if Bill Compton was playing music and it caught on, you have fans for life.
It did. Well, I think it peaked in what was Compton Terrace at 78?
79,
and there was over 17,000 people there to see us.
Yeah.
Opening act was Jon Stewart, so it wasn't like it was just us and Jon Stewart, and there were 17,000 people there. And it was like, and as Paul said, I'd go back home to LA, and they'd go, "Who's that guy you're playing with?" And what's Riopelle?
Yeah.
Riopelle? What?
Yeah. And I come to Phoenix, and they want my autograph, and I have to say, I'm going to, Pasadena City College. I'm driving a Volkswagen. I'm not really a celebrity. You guys don't understand, but I didn't do that. I wanted to say that. But
get the special treatment, all the restaurants, and
yeah. So it was a really odd thing, and you saw just a microcosm of what somebody really famous.
Yeah, right.
Everywhere in the world, So,
but it was interesting that Amsterdam was very much like Phoenix.
Yeah,
as far as the popularity.
Yeah, he was treated.
They had him in the books of the famous. He was written in books in Amsterdam.
So I have a magazine.
Explain that one. I don't know.
The same thing. They just got on the right. It was the right music for that time and whatever. They found its audience. But I have a newspaper that's is like the Rolling Stone back there. It's called The Ear in Dutch. And it had, I remember Mick Jagger, Jerry Riopelle, Roger McGuinn were like the top headlines, inside, these articles.
Oh my gosh. How did Jerry handle that? The fame in the obscure places. How was he about all of it?
He was fine. I mean, he was great, very grateful and, thrilled, as anybody would be, I would think.
Of course, just enjoying the ride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he definitely had the impact here in Arizona, inducted into the Arizona Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame. And, he's what you would call a household name in music. So,
yeah, he ended up moving there, living there for, how long, Paul? 20 years?
Yeah, I think they moved here in 2001 or something. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little less than 20.
He had roots here before he even moved here.
There you go.
Musical roots.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is, his songwriting partner, who he wrote many of the well-known songs with, Stuart Margolin. I think he was originally from Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
He went to high school in somewhere in Arizona, Phoenix.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
That's so great. That's so fantastic.
Full circle, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I just love hearing the history because, as someone, I've lived in Phoenix since 77. Yeah, 77. I moved out here when I was 5. Don't do the math. No, it's okay. You can do the math. I haven't been quiet about turning 50 at the end of the month. So,
You're still a baby to me.
But growing up, it was that for me, it was more of the late 80s, early 90s scene. Right. But all of those bands, Gin Blossoms and all of them were, they were influenced by Jerry Riopelle. So,
speaking of Gin Blossoms.
Yes, we should talk about this. And so hence having this amazing tribute show in Phoenix, of course, it just makes sense to do this. And so glad we could bring it back. So you have an all-star Arizona lineup, including the band. The band's coming. So
the Riopelle band, yes.
The Riopelle band, not the band. No, that's a whole different thing there. But Chris Pine, Jesse Valenzuela from Gin Blossoms, Walt Richardson, Michael Nitro. We got Mark Zubia from the Pistoleros. These are.
And I have to correct the one that you said, Chris Pine. It's actually Chris Price. He's an LA.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I guess I had the actor on my mind, Chris Pine. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Chris Pride, excuse me. Sorry, Chris. Sorry.
Chris Price. Yeah.
Price. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
great.
Yeah.
I am turning 50. I'm going to use that as the excuse now.
There you go.
But so what can people expect at this show? What's happening at this tribute?
Well, I'll go first, Dave. I'll just say all the hits, all the songs, all the Jerry Riopelle songs you could want to hear will be played. Dave will kind of be doing his emceeing. No, he'll be.
Oh, he's gonna scratch and do a little DJing too. Awesome.
The Riopelle band, it'll be much the same band that did the tribute last time. So we'll have the Riopelle band plus some extra players helping out, plus the guest singers, and it's just going to be great. It was so amazingly magical last time. Far beyond what we expected, at least what I expected.
Yeah, and I think the crowd was really, it felt like a giant family. It was just
absolutely. So, that's what it is. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, basically. They were so happy, and so were we to hear the songs. And it's not like, it's not as good as it's like those are great songs.
Yeah, it's about the songs. Yeah,
good singers singing them, and good players, and it's some magic. It's just as good as it ever was.
It's like a giant family reunion where everyone pretty much gets along for a moment.
Yeah,
for a moment,
including the audience. And it's kind of got that feeling.
But that's a testament to this local scene. I talk to so many musicians and artists and bands, and even our listeners and fans of local music here, and that is a testament to our local scene as a whole. We're just one big family here in the Phoenix area and in Arizona, and they never forget. And the music is a testament to that as well. So none of this surprises me. I didn't make it to 2020, but I'm going to be there for this one for sure.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I saw pictures from last time too, and I think we might even get Mr. Zalisco on stage again. I have a feeling. Feeling.
Yeah. He's not that hard to drag up.
If he has his way. No, of course.
He may. He just may.
He has to come up. we find some.
Well,
way.
I mean, they were friends too. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
amazing, the
Very good
history
friend.
and the friendships
Mhm.
and all of that is going to be celebrated on May the 6th. So excited about that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's also the day after my dad's birthday, which is May 5th.
Oh,
So
even
it's kind
better.
of got that little thing to it also. We'll
That's
be
even-
rehearsing on his birthday.
So there will be hangovers.
Yes.
There's going to be
Yeah,
probably
right.
some hangovers. There's definitely
Yeah.
going to be some tears happening that night. I'm sure it's going to be a very emotional, beautiful evening for sure. And
I
just the
believe
fact
so.
that we're able to do this again.
Yeah.
Put that on top of it and boom, there's no reason not to go. You need to go to the show.
As soon as we
I
came
think
off
so.
the stage last year, everybody turned to each other and said, "We just got to do this again, man. This
Yeah.
is like way exceeded everybody's expectations." So,
Yeah.
Was
Yep.
2020 the first one?
yep, the
Yes.
only one.
Wow.
We did a small one in Los Angeles in 2019,
Okay.
but the real big one was 2020 in Phoenix, Scottsdale.
So fantastic that it's coming back. Oh my goodness. I'm sure I'm not nearly as excited as you both are, but I'm very excited.
Good. Yeah. I'm just stressed out.
Oh no, it's going to be wonderful. What's wonderful about these things when you get your family together and you get the music family together and you get the fans together, it's all just going to come out on its own and play out on its own. And so you just get to enjoy the evening. Trust me, it'll happen.
There's one thing I'd like to add, because Dave probably won't say it, but Dave's got a new release and he'll be having it available at the show, I believe, right, Dave?
That's
right, Dave?
I wasn't going to say that, but I will.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So that's really
oh my
cool.
Goodness. Well, you'll have to send it my way because I can even play it on the station. You know.
I will.
Yeah.
It
I
comes
would
out
love
on
to.
the 30th of April, and I'll send you some stuff.
Yay.
That's wonderful. Thank you for bringing that up, Paul. Because
Thanks, Paul.
Dave's too humble to do
Only
this
because
himself.
I'm going woo woo on it. I sing a small part on it, and I have to put that out there.
Wait, how
Paul's
did this
name is
become
on
about
it.
you, Paul? How did this become about you?
No, I'm really, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to Dave's. Dave, is this your only solo release? Actually, is this your? I think so.
It is.
This
Yep.
is
great.
so cool. That's amazing. Oh,
Dave's a
yeah.
great guitar player, great songwriter. It's going to be. I can't wait to actually hear the whole thing.
Oh my goodness! And you're playing it on the 6th? Or are we sticking
playing-
just to?
no,
Are we
I'm not
sticking just
playing
to
it.
Jerry?
No,
It's going to be just Jerry, but the CD will be available.
Okay, gotcha,
Available
Okay,
at the venue.
We won't go off script that night.
No. I insist.
Oh no, that's going to be fantastic. So it is Friday, May the 6th at Talking Stick Resort, celebrating the music of Jerry Riopelle. Dave, Paul, it was fantastic meeting you and chatting with
Nice
you.
meeting you.
And
You
I
too.
can't wait to see you at the show.
Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see everybody.
I know it's going to be fantastic. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a little while today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.